On this episode of Ghost Hunters International, the team makes their first trip to Spain to investigate the former home of a bizarre occultist.
He absolutely believed that the devil was here.
When the disturbed master of this castle was found dead, was it suicide or murder?
If you did kill yourself, why?
Will Dustin and Rob face the devil to find the truth about the Castillo Cortacera?
Where is this Satan? Sounded like a grunt.
Then, GHI visits a medieval tower in Catalonia with a problem that can only be solved.
All right, so here's the question for you.
In Spain?
Okay.
With a call to Rhode Island.
I thought I saw a shadow. It moved.
Okay, let's go up there.
And Angela catches a breath that is not her own.
Did you hear it?
Straight ahead.
Welcome to Spain. Before we get started, I understand, Angela, you have some big news for us.
Yes, I am now engaged.
Yay! Well, from the lead car, Dustin, myself, and Brandy, a big congratulations. We're very excited for you.
Thank you guys, I appreciate it.
And now, with no further ado, Brandy will let us know exactly what we're up against here in Spain.
Hey guys, we're headed to the Castillo Cortacera. This castle was constructed in the 14th century, and it's seen its fair share of infamous people, including Napoleon. During the reign of King Felipe II, a soothsayer had claimed that the castle was cursed. The apparent curse is believed to have lasted all the way up until the 1980s, when a man was found dead in the castle. And some say he committed suicide, while others believe that it was murder.
Well, sounds like a good case, good history to it. Looking forward to getting over there and finding out exactly what we've got. Ooh, I think this has got to be it. Bill.
Hi.
Rob, how are you?
How you doing?
Good.
Hey, Barry. Hi, Barry.
Dustin.
Hi, Dustin. How you doing?
meet you.
Welcome.
Thank you. If you could tell us some of the history, that'd be great.
At the end of the 1300s, Alvaro La Luna built this place. He was a sheriff of the area for that time. So, I mean, he's going to have brought people here, hung them, chopped their heads off, tortured them.
We understand that there was one gentleman who resided here who may have played a part in some cultism.
The last owner of the place, he's a weird guy. He'd spent a lot of time in the occult. A castle like this, you can close the doors, invite your friends in, and you can do whatever you want to do. And in 1985, he died.
Do you mind showing us around?
I'd be delighted. Spanish Admiral Baron Conde de Lirio. He bought the castle in the 1920s, and he built this chapel. His brothers were also in the military, who died apparently in an airplane crash. And he buried them in this wall. But what seems very weird to me is, why would he bury his two brothers in the wall? And why aren't the tombstones marking where he put his two brothers? A film director heard screams coming from inside the chapel.
It was during the filming of Mark of the Wolf Man. It was around 6 o'clock in the evening, and there was no one here except me and my makeup artist. I believe most of the time we were there by the chapel, and we heard many screams, profound, long screams from a woman.
To the next location?
The tower, which is where the last private owner apparently shot himself. When he came here with his money, looking to buy a castle, and he walked in here and said, right, this is the one I want.
So at some level he was drawn to this location?
Yeah, there was a spiritual reason for him, and then he absolutely believed that the devil was here. And a lot of people would think that's a bad thing. But if you're into the occult, having the devil in your living room is most probably quite a good thing. And his death apparently was here. Shot himself in the head.
So, Bill, has anyone heard anything around here?
3 or 4 people say they heard footsteps with no apparent source.
Any voice?
Yeah, there was a voice saying, "Get me out of here."
All right, so should we head on?
Yeah, leaving the tower now, and we're going out onto what is called the parapets. The last private owner would often see a soldier, but in chainmail and armor, moving along the wall, going that way, and then coming back again. Okay, well, let's now go down to the wine cellar, which was also used as a prison. This is in the base of the tower.
Who would be kept in the prisons?
Enemies from neighboring villages, or maybe somebody who's not practicing their religion properly. From here, there have been reports that masonry, i.e. floors, tiles, literally being carried up into a beam of light.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to come through and check this out later on.
For me, it's a fascinating place historically, with a lot of stories about the paranormal I find fascinating here. Hopefully you're going to get some results.
Absolutely. Well, we got a lot of setting up to do. Start tracking down some of these stories, see what's going on around here. Bill, thank you for the tour. We haven't dealt with anything quite like this before. Satanism, the occult, all mixed with some pretty incredible stories of ghostly activity. Team's gonna need to work around the weather a bit. It has been raining on and off.
The chapel that's still here in the yard that was built by the Admiral apparently has his 2 deceased brothers buried within the walls. There's reports of screams there, so it's something we really want to listen for.
There we go.
Tonight we're introducing a new piece of equipment. It's called an EMF listener. We have equipment already with us which will monitor and let us know when we have EMF signals around us, but never before have we had the opportunity to actually listen to them. Now with this device we have the opportunity where we can listen to those different fields and what they sound like.
So Barry, you want to let everyone know exactly what we're shooting for here?
Okay, we've got 2 cameras set up. The first camera is pointing out toward the battlements where the last owner claimed that he had seen an old soldier. Second camera is up in the living room. The devil himself is said to make an appearance here.
Barry, I'd like you to bring, if you could, your new
EMF
listener. Yeah, exactly. Combine that with the thermal. All right, get the lights out and we should be ready to go. All right, gentlemen, I think it's Satan's Tower time. Let's go to work. And we're moving up to the living room area. We're working on the thermal sweep. Our camera.
Camera there, yeah.
How goes it, Barry?
There's something unusual over here, Rob. That's what it's designed to do, is to pick up the weak fields.
What was that?
Get the thermal kit.
Yep, it's probably just animals.
I don't see anything.
Heard something over there. All right, you know what? We're measuring heat when we should be obviously measuring sound at the moment. So if you power down, EVP session, Barry, Dustin, and Rob in what was the living room.
I was up at the top of the stairs, so we started running the full spectrum camera. I was in a position there where I could shoot down into this entire room. So if there was anything moving down here, certainly we would have picked it up.
You good, Barry?
Yeah.
All right. We understand that there was one gentleman who killed himself here. There's a lot of questions about what happened in this room. Come join us. Can you speak to us so that we might hear you? There aren't any reports that this particular owner exists here as a spirit. However, I think that Given his background of occultism, Satan worshiping, the possibility exists that he may still be around these grounds. All I have to do is speak right here. So what happened here?
We're listening to you. Can you please speak to us?
If nothing else, we're here so that you have someone to talk to.
I'm hearing things moving behind me. I'm just not quite sure the way the sound's running. I wasn't sure if they were coming from behind me or from the stairwell. 360 mic was with me. The 360 mic has 4 onboard mics. This gives me the ability to record in 4 different directions, and when I apply this recording to the software in the GHI computer, I'm able to tell the direction that it comes from. It's anything, it'll be recorded in that.
If there is some dark power here with us now, as we know the previous residents seemed to think that there was some dark force that resided here.
I thought I heard a strange noise coming from up here.
I heard it. I definitely heard it. Sounded like a grunt or something.
Yeah. Sounded like a guttural sound.
If there is some dark power here with us now, as we know the previous residents seemed to think that there was some dark force that resided here.
I thought I heard a strange noise coming from up here.
I heard it. I definitely heard it. Sounded like a grunt or something.
Yeah. Sounded like a guttural sound.
Early on into the investigation, Barry, Dustin, and I heard some sounds in the living room area. These kind of guttural sounds may be an indication that it's possible there's activity here.
We're making a reach out for the entity that was known locally as being Satan. Are you willing to come forward tonight?
Walk right up to us now. Show that you are a man. Barry, that's you, right?
I'm not moving.
Huh?
I'm not moving.
The big knock.
No, nothing to do with me. I thought it was coming from down there.
Wasn't us.
No, you heard it though, right?
Yeah.
Where is this Satan? I know before they used to worship you. There's no one here to worship you now.
We wish to call upon the last owner. If you're still trapped in these walls and you are able to understand us, who is the name of the person who killed you?
The only legacy you're left with as being some kind of devil-worshipping sadist. How are we looking up there, Barry?
Everything seems pretty still, Rob.
All right, let's give the other team a chance to find out what's going on.
Watch your step.
There's a hole right here, so.
Okay. Thanks, Brandy. This goes up pretty high.
Yeah. Ooh, be careful here.
Where did he say the floors?
Towards the back, there's a...
Okay.
See right there?
Oh, whoa.
Yeah, that would hurt.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Kinda.
Oh my goodness.
That's a pretty good drop.
EVP session on the upstairs,
The living room.
Are you the man that they found here? And if you did kill yourself, why?
If you didn't take your own life, could you tell us who did?
I know, at least for me, I'm totally okay with you coming right up to me and touching me. So please, just don't hold back.
What was that?
I heard that.
It sounded like it came from my right-hand side.
Yeah.
It did too.
If that was you that just made that noise that we all heard, can you make that noise again? Did you hear that?
Mm-hmm.
Sounded like it came from this corridor right here.
Either this corridor?
Same area, yeah.
You know what, let me...
Oh, does it open?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Just be careful. I don't know. I know that there's some construction stuff down here. Watch out, Joe. How far does it go?
Pretty much all the way down to the ground.
Oh, my God. Like, what are we talking, like 10 feet, 20 feet?
20 feet or more.
Wow. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, it goes all the way down.
EVP session end. I think we covered this pretty good.
Let's see if we can reach these amigos that are bricked up in the wall.
Where the brothers are supposed to be.
It's just bizarre and strange. It doesn't make any sense. Dustin and I were running an EVP session in the chapel. Can you come forward to us now? People buried in the walls. We demand you come forward. Tell us your name. I summon you forward now. Come closer to us so that we may know you were here. What was that? There's a lot of noise. Yeah. We moved to one of the rear chambers. It feels awfully different in here. Nice dark hiding spot. We've moved out of the light, more into the darkness. Are you willing to come forward now? What is your name? What was that? I heard that. And that's where we thought we heard something that sounded like a voice. I ask again, what is your name? You're going to continue to hide from us like a rat in the night? Is that noise coming from your side? We thought that we were hearing noises coming from both sides.
But if that response was the first time we asked for its name, it's unlike anything I've ever really heard before.
So we'll see if anything should show up during the analysis and take it from there. Dustin and I were on the battlements. I was up running some full spectrum shots to try and capture this alleged guard who was said to walk around the fortifications.
Dustin and Barry, EVP session. Are there any soldiers here? Are you the one who was seen walking? Was it your job to defend this castle? You feel as if you're still defending this place.
Are you aware of the dark phantasma? It is said to be Satan. Are you using devices with red lights? Can you come forward and speak into them?
How long have you been here for?
I just heard something. I thought I just heard someone say no.
Here.
Are you using devices with red lights? Can you come forward and speak into those?
How long have you been here for?
I just heard something. I thought I just heard someone say no.
Could you tell where it was coming from?
Over there. Dustin and I were on the battlements. I was up running some full spectrum shots. We pushed our EVP session to see if we could provoke anything, and that's where we thought we heard something that sounded like a voice. Are you able to come forward?
Could I request that you make that sound again?
Then we ask that you come forward with the greatest of respect.
Kianastaki. Who is here?
Is the entity still here?
Yeah, there's two distinct knocks.
Do you hear that?
Who are you? Come closer to us so that we may know you were here.
There's that sound again. There's that two knocks. I thought maybe it was that tin roof.
Yeah, that's what I thought it might have been too.
It's very, very hard to pinpoint.
Yeah. Hey, Barry, check this out. What were they saying about lights coming down from the heavens tonight?
I'm gonna get a shot at that.
Yeah.
beams from heaven. What do you think of that? Action. Got it.
All right, let's get the lights on and meet back at Central Command. So we're wrapping up our investigation at Castillo Caracera. People heard whispers, voices, sounds, so it's important that we really make sure that because this is such a big outdoor open location, anything that we pick up, we're making that distinction.
I'd like to say how impressed I am by the GHI people. I'm really glad they've been here, and I can't wait to see what results they've got for us.
We're about to go into the analysis now of Castillo Caracera, a wonderful little castle here in Spain. We were hearing things, shuffles of feet, movement. We're not quite sure what was going on. So there's going to be a heavy dependence on some of the audio that has been captured.
Barry? Mm-hmm. I've just been going over the wireless mic set up in the chapel.
That's right.
I found something that sounds like footsteps.
Right.
Wow.
Okay. Yeah. It certainly does. Now, how long does this go on?
Quite a while, but it's raining outside, and it seemed to dissipate when the rain dissipated.
Right. Okay. I'm wondering, as you have stated, that the sound dissipates with the rain, if we're maybe looking at a damaged gutter immediately outside the chapel, being picked
idea.
up with the mic. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Hey, Barry, Angela, Brandy, what I have here sounds like a scream. You gotta listen to it.
All right. Let's hear it. Well, you get no argument from me on that.
Well, hello, guys.
Hey, Bill. Good to see you.
Yeah, you too. How did it all go?
It actually went really well. We went through, we used all of our equipment.
Yeah, we did go over everything that you told us for the investigation. One thing I want to play for you is something that came out early on in our review of the evidence from our wireless microphone, which we set up in the chapel area, looking for, what we were told about the claims of the screen being.
Yeah.
I want to play this for you here and let you see what it sounds like.
Yeah, well, that sounds like footsteps.
What we thought kind of sounded like footsteps. We actually figured out what that was.
What it sounded like to me is rain.
What we noticed before we met with you was that there are 2 drain spouts that come out the side of that chapel area.
Right.
And it was very rainy that evening, so we actually just poured some water into those drain spouts to see what it would sound like hitting that concrete slab right outside the door, because that's where the wireless mic was set up. And sure enough, it makes that same kind of sound, that pitter-patter that goes on for a long time. So we kind of had to dismiss that one.
I mean, that's a big part of what we do, obviously. We matched up the audio just to be sure, and as the rain diminished, our phantom walker disappeared as well. Yeah. So we were able to clear that up, but there were some other things that were certainly curious as well.
So one of the claims you told us was people were seeing masonry being carried up in a beam of light. Barry and I were actually out on the battlements and looked up in the sky, and there was this incredible scene. Barry was able to take a picture of it. So this is what we were able to capture there.
My goodness me.
This is the kind of thing that, going back hundreds of years, if I saw that on a certain night and had heard the legends, that's something that would catch me off guard as well.
Obviously, it's the moonlight shining through the clouds, but it was just very peculiar that you had mentioned that and we were able to see something that looked very similar,
That is a bit weird.
Now, you want to talk about weird. We got something else for you.
I want to play for you a piece of video. The beginning of it, Barry and I are actually stepping out of the tower. I had our mini DV camera, and we were stepping out to go take a look at this light. You'll hear me say a couple of phrases, and there's something in the background that I want you to pay attention to. It's an interesting light formation. Right after this sentence. After all they said about it. It was very faint, so I'm going to play it for you again.
Yeah.
After all they said about it. Were you able to hear there's a high-pitched, what sounds like a scream almost?
Yes, sort of.
And this matches the reports of screams coming from the chapel area. Well, the first thing we thought was we were standing right above that chapel area, rather. Yeah. So we thought maybe it was that. But we actually have another piece of equipment that we're able to pick it up on, a 360-degree microphone. And when we place it and when we review it, we're able to tell the direction of the sound. So I want to play that for you now.
I have to say, it does actually, you listen to it again, it sounds a bit like a horse.
That's what I thought as well. The sounds that are coming from the city and coming from the countryside reverberate throughout the castle and seem to appear that they're coming from different places than they actually are.
Yes, absolutely, because of the way the walls are built.
So, with all of this said and done, it's definitely the opinion of the team that the Castillo is not haunted.
Right, yeah. Okay.
You seem a little disappointed.
I am, but I can also see, this is what you have to do.
Well, we appreciate, you calling us out and having us investigate.
Well, no, thank you very much for coming. It's been absolutely fascinating.
All right, well, thank you, Bill.
Yeah, thank you very much.
All right.
I would have loved to have seen what a ghost looks like on a piece of electronic equipment that sort of says, yep, that is a ghost. But at the same time, I want to thank them very, very much for clearing up a lot of the stories that are around this castle.
Bill, a little disappointed. I think he was hoping we were going to find some spirits for him.
Yeah, but at the same time, I think if you valued us proving to him that some of these things that people are hearing very well could be from just outside those castle walls.
But, it was a good location, beautiful castle, a lot of history to it.
Yeah, tons of history to it.
Speaking of which, it's about that time.
That's it, man. Back on the road.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead, Rob.
As you can see, we picked an interesting day to do an investigation here in otherwise beautiful Spain, and Brandy's going to give us the details on it.
We're actually headed to Catalunya, which is underneath the Pyrenees Mountains. We're headed to the Castle de Escales, and it's a Spanish medieval tower dating back over 1,000 years, and it's had a pretty violent history. Scholars believe that the main tower was once used as a hideout for refugees who fled during the genocide of the Knights Templar. Everyone who has stayed at the castle has experienced what they claim to be paranormal activity, including feeling strange presences, lights going on and off, faucets turning on and off, seeing a green apparition. So, there's definitely a lot of stuff that apparently is going on there.
Sounds like another fantastic case. I can't wait to get started. Denise?
Hi.
Hi, Rob.
Hi, Rob.
Nice to meet you.
Dustin.
Hi, Dustin.
Hey, Barry.
Hi, Barry. Welcome to the Castle of Escales.
Yes, absolutely beautiful. Could you tell us a little bit about, the history of the castle?
The original part of the castle was the tower, and that was built in 1050 to keep out the marauding French. That's why the walls at the base are 6 feet thick. It was very much a fortification.
We understand during your stays here and many other people's stays here, some strange things have been going on. Would you mind taking us around and showing us where this has been going on?
Okay, we'll go to the kitchen first. Okay, so here we are in the kitchen.
Okay.
There have been strange goings on in here with the light bulbs.
Constantly, the light bulbs used to unscrew themselves, and in fact still do. But every few weeks you go in, having put them in firmly, and come and find that it's unscrewed. And you screw it back in and it works. And then it unscrews itself again.
Okay, well, here we are at room 1. I personally have had a few experiences, and the most recent one was in this room. In the middle of the night, something woke me up, and I could hear running water. And the tap was on full, just gushing out water, which I hadn't left on. I'm going to take you to the breakfast kitchen. One summer's evening, I'd woken up between 2 and 3 in the morning, so hot. So I came down the stairs, walked along here, and the whole place was really hot until I got to this area here, which was just like stepping into a fridge. It was absolutely ice cold, and I felt as though there was something there on the stairs.
Has anyone else, given reports or mentioned anything about this area in particular?
Oh, not this area, but where I'll take you next, which is where lots of people experience different things.
In the upper living room area, I was sitting quietly reading a book. I felt the hairs on the back of my neck actually go, suddenly something flashes by. It was like a black hole, if you like, moving along. And I would look and, nothing's there.
Outside the door of our bedroom, which was closed, I heard loud footsteps and going back and forth, and then doors opening and closing.
What we're going to do, we're going to go get the rest of the team.
Okay.
We're going to start getting set up and see if we can get some answers for you as to what exactly is going on.
That would be fantastic. I am convinced there's a presence in the castle. I would love it if they said, yes, there is a ghost in the castle.
Denise has shown us spots where activity has personally happened to her. So she really wants to get answers. If there really is a presence here, we're going to try and give her some evidence of that.
Oh, it's Rob D. Hey, Rob, what's up?
Is Grant there with you?
Yeah, I'm here, Rob. What's up?
We're in Spain. We're investigating this place. It's awesome. It's called Castle de Escales. Well, believe it or not, I got a plumbing question for you.
Okay. In Spain? Okay.
All right, so we know how a hot water faucet can turn itself on, right? It builds pressure over time and...
Well, right, that and faulty seals.
Exactly. All right, so here's the question for you. How would a cold faucet do the same thing?
Yeah, Rob, sometimes there are bad stops on there and the pressure can build up, can spin the handle, but... Okay. Yeah, but where you are and probably the age of that faucet, I'd probably just try to replace the seals.
All right.
Either one. Try one and then the other and see what happens.
All right, sounds good.
All right, man, be safe. Take care, Rob.
All right, thanks, guys.
Yeah, Roto-Rooter, we're fixing problems in Spain.
All right, let's run through the camera angles.
Okay, on camera 1, we're in bedroom 3. Was reported that the bedroom lights are coming on while the people are staying there. On camera 2, we're in bedroom number 5. Camera number 3 is across in the breakfast kitchen, where was reported that she felt something on the stairs.
Okay.
Camera number 4 is down in the kitchen monitoring the vibration sensor.
All the cameras look great, so I think we're ready to get to work, get some lights out, and see what we can find.
Joe and I decided to come out into the tower area and then run an EVP session. That's the area where Denise has felt a presence of some sort.
Pay attention, whoever's listening to this. Please, if there's anybody in here, could you please come forward?
Can you come sit beside me? Did you hear it?
Yes.
You did? Where at?
Straight ahead.
Really? I heard what sounded like really heavy breathing.
We can hear you breathing. Could you do it again for us, please? Please, if there's somebody here, we heard you breathing. We need to document that. Oh my gosh.
What? Did you see something?
I don't know if I saw a face. It was in the distance. It was just the round face, and it was just a split second. I couldn't see any features, but I definitely saw something.
That's crazy, Joe.
Please, if that was you who just tried to show yourself to me, you definitely startled me, but I'm not afraid. Could you come forward, please? Somebody upstairs? I thought I saw a shadow.
Upstairs?
Right, like it moved.
That's great.
Please, if that was you who just tried to show yourself to me, could you come forward, please? Somebody upstairs? I thought I saw a shadow.
Upstairs?
Like it moved.
Okay, let's go up there.
Light. There's a light on the top of the stairs, and I thought I saw a shadow pass through. It blocked the light out.
You saw it?
Yeah, I was looking up at the stairs.
That's crazy. And there's no traffic going outside.
There's nothing hanging.
I mean, it's totally like country.
It's like a mobile or anything moving.
There's no breeze.
No.
Okay, Joe, EVP session end. We don't know what it might have been, so we're hoping that with our EVP session, we were able to capture something.
One of the stories that Denise shared with us was in the middle of the summer, she walks into the room, hits this intense cold spot, and it almost feels like there's a dark presence up on the stairs. This is where she walks in. It's 3 in the morning, getting something to drink because it's so hot out. All right, had nothing on the stairs. Why don't we use temp gauge? You'll be Denise. I'll stay here, measure ambient air.
Try to isolate where the spot might be.
See if there's enough of a significant difference that the human body could detect it. If this is what it is, if she's just hitting a cold front,
yeah,
it has to be hotter over there and colder when you come in here.
Yeah.
Okay, it's 3 in the morning, need a drink of water. What do we got for ambient air?
I have 58 right now.
58, okay.
58.
So she starts walking in.
It drops down, drops down.
What do we get to?
I got 52, so 6 degrees difference.
Anywhere else randomly in the room? 53.6. Okay, I'll get a reading here. I got 54.3. So,
so
without a shadow of a doubt, this area where she experiences this real cold spot
sensation
is the coldest area of this entire room.
Yeah.
Now, is that definitely what happened? No. But certainly that's a viable enough alternative for me to buy into.
Yeah.
Brandy and I went to investigate the bathroom on the 3rd floor. Rob had asked Jay and Grant about the reports there, and they said to check out the seals on the faucet.
Okay, now, during the tour, our client told us that she was lying in bed. She woke in the middle of the night, and the faucet was on. She got up, came back, turned it off, and that was it for the rest of the night. And see if there's a possibility that there is a dodgy washer in it.
Right, so if you let it run...
Exactly.
Okay.
Okay, here we go.
Usually what we find is that people, whenever they're going to bed, they're not closing the faucet off. So I've done the same. It's not tightly closed.
There we go.
There's a run. Well, we understand there's a slight weakness that will cause a gusher.
Right.
To waking you up from your sleep. Okay, let's get back.
All right, everyone. Before it gets any colder, we've done a great job tonight. Let's get the lights on and let's get out of here. I think tonight was a perfect mix. We listen to the stories and we look for alternatives. But at the same time, we're definitely in a hunt to see if there's any paranormal goings on. I'm confident that the team has done a good job here tonight, and that when we speak to Denise, we will now have some answers for her about some of the mysteries that have plagued her here at the castle.
about to go into the evidence analysis of Castile Escalas. We're going to be looking for anything paranormal that may show up in any of the equipment, both in sound, vision, and full spectrum images. But along with that, we'll also be looking for alternatives that may reflect some of the claims that the client has already made against the castle. Brandy.
Yeah.
I think I have something here. Can you remember we were in the kitchen and the dining room conducting an EVP session, and I had made reference to your stomach. I said, was that your stomach making a noise?
And it wasn't.
Because we thought we had heard something and we weren't sure. Reviewing the 360, I've came across this. Have a listen.
Oh, I absolutely hear that. It's a dog.
But at least we're not going mad. We knew we heard something.
I know, I'm glad we know what it is.
Oh, well, not to worry. Let's push on. Okay.
Hey guys, I have something here. It sounds like footsteps to me, but you can hear talking in the background and stuff, so it's not very clear. But Barry, do you mind taking a listen to it? And
where was this taken?
Room 3, and it was Joe and Brandy.
Okay. Yeah. I can hear that as very, very faint. It does resemble what sounds like footsteps, but I remember doing something earlier with the 360 mic, which was much clearer. Let's just see. Okay, found it. Yeah. Okay, have a listen to this. Joe, you'll remember this one, okay?
Oh, yeah. Wow, it cleaned it up very nicely, and you could tell that it's pipes banging.
Barry, I've got something here. So we're looking at the vibration sensor that was set up in the bottom kitchen, and well, it speaks for itself.
That's amazing.
So how are you?
Fine, good, good. Welcome back.
Thank you.
I'm really excited about what you're going to tell me.
Okay, so what we'd come in to do is we look for alternative explanations to all the different activity. First thing we want to show you is something that we picked up on one of the DVR cameras.
This is taken just in this kitchen where we were told about the light bulbs that seem to loosen themselves.
Right, this is a vibration monitor. It's pretty sensitive to even the slightest vibration. Even if we're tapping,
Yeah, really sensitive.
when you see the lights lighting up on the screen here, that's with no one in the room.
Right.
However, when you watch it on the video, that's picking it up from people walking, and it was consistent throughout the evening. There were people above the kitchen walking around. So that's showing us that even foot traffic above where the lights are is getting a measurable vibration all the way down to the tabletop and giving just enough to, over time, loosen these sockets.
I didn't think that it was possible to have vibration because it's such a solid building.
Right.
And that disproves that.
There you go.
Yeah.
There is something that we wanted to show you in regards to the third floor, where you told us that the sound of footsteps were being heard.
Yeah.
We had recorders up there, our voice recorders, and I want to play for you now what was captured in room number 3. I'll play that for you again. I want you to listen to this area here.
Okay.
If I woke up in the middle of the night and heard that, I'm thinking footsteps.
Yes, because it's slightly intermittent, isn't it?
It has that.
Yeah. Yeah. Great.
We wanted to look into this further to find out exactly where the sound was coming from. We were able to track down something down in the lower level here on the first floor. Play that for you now.
That's more of a rattling, isn't it?
It sounds a lot different than it does up on the third floor. That's
Definitely.
for sure.
Definitely.
Upon further investigation, we're actually able to find out that that is just the water pipes. The water pump that's outside, when that kicks on, that is exactly what is causing this sound.
Would that turn the tap on?
Sorry. The water, we worked on that. A lot of times what'll happen is you turn on hot water. You turn it off almost fully so that there's a small drip coming through. Over time, it'll release, and the next thing you know, it's flooding out again. Something else I'd like to discuss, the area that you walked into, where in that summer night you felt this cold, this intense cold.
Yeah.
What we did was we took our temperature guns, we measured every spot along the hallway leading up to that one area that you walked into. Where do you want to guess is by far, we're talking a 6-degree separation, coldest spot in that area?
Where I was. Really?
Absolutely. Now, we're not talking this whole area. We're talking the spot where you stood. You walk further into the breakfast kitchen, temperature starts going back up again. So you figure 3 in the morning, you're walking through, you hit a 6-degree, as much as 6-degree temperature change. That's massive.
Yeah.
We weren't there with you, but I mean, do you think that's possible?
Yeah, sure.
We went through everything that we recorded here. We're talking hours and hours and hours of audio, video, hundreds of pictures. There was nothing.
How disappointing.
Based on going through all the evidence, coming up with some what we believe are viable explanations, it is the opinion of GHI that the castle is not haunted.
Okay. Well, thank you for explaining it all. Absolutely fascinating.
Well, thank you for having us. I mean, the castle is great. Welcome. It was a good investigation for the team, and we had a wonderful time here.
Great.
All right, Denise.
Thank you. It's been amazing finding out all this information. Truly fascinating experience. Although I'm kind of disappointed, I think. I like the idea of there being a ghost in the castle.
Honestly, I did not think Denise was going to take that news as well as she did.
Yeah, I'll tell you, man. And, you know, she was really convinced by the experiences that she's had there herself. So
yeah, and she was fine with it. I think, given the fact that we were able to demonstrate exactly what was going on, those situations make a good case. If we can come up with good alternative explanations or evidence of the paranormal, either way, we're doing what we were brought in to do.
Yep.
All right, well, Spain's been an adventure. Let's go find Brandy, find out where we're heading.
That's it, man. Sounds like a plan.